Oh, this is nice.
Fires that way. This one is picked off. It is picked off down the far sideline. It is Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White. How about that for timely?
Nicely executed.
Dalton going to throw it. Four-man rush. His pass left side is intercepted. It is picked off by Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White jumped on that one.
Well, you got to admit, this is kind of fun to watch, right?
Tre'Davious.
We're now joined by a special talent. He's a first-team All-Pro. Led the league with 6 interceptions, 17 PBUs. And check this out. Last season, this dude didn't allow a single touchdown. The definition of a true shutdown defender from the Buffalo Bills, cornerback, Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Nate. How about yourself, man? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, Trey, you are a dude that's used to locking down receivers. Over the weekend, the Buffalo Bills locked you up. They handed out a big-time contract. Now, most guys growing up, we dream about being rich. But then there's individuals like yourself that sign that big deal, one that can turn money into generational wealth. What was it like when you sat down, looked at that contract, put pen to paper, and signed the deal?
Man, honestly, Nate, man, I'm still in shock. It's just something that I really couldn't put into words because I was just having a talk with my dad like the day before I signed. I was like, Dad, like, what are the odds of this happening to me? Like, I understand, like, hard work and dedication brings great things, but never in my life would I ever imagine that this would have happened to me. Just from everything that I had to endure, everything that I had to overcome, just growing up, I was like, Dad, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but I'm lucky as hell, like, because I was fortunate enough to go through it and not have no injury, like no nagging injuries to stop me from performing on the field, anything to stop me, no setbacks. I said, Dad, I'm extremely lucky too, because it's a lot of guys that work hard, but there's some roadblocks along the way that stop them from getting to that position. But man, I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely thankful. It's something that I'm still in a shock, like I said, and it's gonna take me a while to just come to sense with it.
When you put the work in your whole life, the odds and the football gods are in your favor. I need to ask real quick because we have to move on. What's the first thing you're gonna buy?
Oh, Nate, man, honestly, I don't even know. Like, a couple of my teammates asked me that, but honestly, like, I don't have anything that I need to buy right now that I'm in a rush to get because I have a home myself. I bought my mom a home 2 years ago, so honestly, I really don't have anything that I really need to do that I'm in a rush to do. So I'm just going to focus on football right now, and just in the off season, whenever I can get some time, I'll try to handle some things then. But right now, I'm just locked in on the season.
Yeah, we saw the press conference you gave over the weekend, and we were all so moved. You said you kind of thought you made it on draft day, but now you really made it because you could retire your parents. And Trey, that got, I think, everyone who's watching at home just absolutely emotional. And kudos to you, my friend. You've done it the right way. The NFL's done it the right way, too. I'm looking at the numbers here. The NFL and the NFLPA, COVID-19 testing between August 30th and September 5th, 17,000 tests administered to 2,600 players, only one confirmed positive test. We just finished 5 weeks of training camp. You were one of the players rumored to potentially opt out. You opted in. You're playing. How'd this whole thing go, and are you confident in the way the NFL can pull this off over the next few weeks?
Yeah, man. Before I even came back for training camp, I talked with my parents and with my family. I was just discussing. I was like, honestly, I'm gonna just go up. I'm gonna see what are the protocols. I'm gonna see how everything's set up. Like, if I'm comfortable with everything, I'm comfortable having my kids. Like, how is the operation gonna work? Like, how is the day to day? And when I got here for camp and just saw the day to day operation, and see how everything was so organized and how the building was set up for everybody to be successful and safe. And honestly, with the testing, the day-to-day testing, I felt 100% confident that I would be safe in this environment, the way that the Bills had set everything up. So that what ultimately came down to the wire. That what ultimately made me pull the trigger and decide to play with my teammates.
Love it. Tre'Davious, congratulations. I love having you on the show. You give me joy when you are on the field and in front of the cameras. You know that. I voted you the best personality in the NFL. And, of course, you're wearing and rocking that Tre'Davious White Goalie Academy sweatshirt. I'm going to need one of those, A. B, let's talk expectations. You have some now personally because you got paid. There's expectations that come with that. There's pressure. And then there's a lot of people out there, most people really, that think the Buffalo Bills will win this division. This is the first time in a long time that that's been the case. How have those expectations changed your mindset and this team's mindset for this year?
Honestly, Kate, thank you for that. But I think that Coach McDermott and Brandon Beane, they've done a great job of just continuously to remind us that every day we just don't have to try to get better, because that at the end of the day, that's all that matters. The work that you put in on the practice field, the film study that you put in during the week, those are the things that are going to give you the confidence on Sunday to be successful. So I feel like the way that we prepare and the way that we practice and compete against each other, I think that it's going to give us the confidence on each and every Sunday. So no guy is going to feel any pressure, because honestly, we've laid the foundation. We've put in the work. So when it becomes game time, I think that the plays that we're going to make is not going to be surprised, because we've put in the work way beforehand.
Trey, you know, there are a lot of people picking the Bills to win the AFC East. I wish there were a few more people on this show. I won't mention any names, but there's still a lot of love for New England, even though their quarterback is left to the NFC. So how do you feel about New England going into this year? Is it one of these things where to be the man, you got to beat the man, and they're still king? Or is it now wide open and yours for the taking?
Honestly, you have to go through the beast. I mean, those guys have been winning the division for I don't know how long. So honestly, it's just gonna take us to beat them and to try to knock them off. And we know that as a team, that's gonna be a tough task. Those guys do a great job of just making adjustments on the run, adjusting to the things that you throw at them, and it's a tough deal once you have Bill Belichick and you have those guys over there. They do a great job of just not beating themselves, honing in on their fundamentals. They're excellently they're coached great. So it's a fundamental football team, and I feel like we're just gonna have to come in and play our best football when we play those guys, and then have a little bit of luck too, because it's tough to get a win over them guys.
Now, before you get to the Patriots, you guys have a big divisional game against the Jets this weekend. Sam Darnold, group of young wide receivers, Le'Veon Bell, who can catch out of the backfield. What are you guys focused on in week one?
Honestly, Nate, it's all going to be about the fundamentals. I mean, because it's week one of the NFL football, and it's unfamiliar time, and we didn't have the same amount of reps if we would had in a regular situation if it was going on. But I think that we just gonna have to go out and play Bills football, play team football, all three phases, and then I think that we're gonna have to hone in on the fundamentals, because that's what's gonna take us throughout the game, because it's the first week. We don't know everything that the Jets are gonna throw at us. So we just gonna have to go out and do the things that we do well, and believe in our techniques, believe in our scheme, and just try to play the best way that we could to put ourselves in the best position to make plays and to be successful on Sunday.
I can't wait to see it. I'm geeking out looking at some of your matchups, marquee matchups against wide receivers this season. I'm sure you know them, but in case you're not a super fan like me and didn't look them up, I'm talking Tyreek Hill. I'm talking Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, some young guys too, DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown. You are going to take those guys on. So when you look at that schedule, and I know you did the second it came out, who are you most fired up to play this season and why?
Man, all of those guys are going to be a tough matchup, man, but I couldn't name one, because each and every week, you know, in the NFL, no matter who it is, you're going to have to rank it. So those guys present a crazy challenge. But honestly, whenever I go out and play against star receivers, I never for once feel like it's going to be a one-on-one matchup. I feel like I have a lot of teammates that make my job so much more easier. I have two great safeties that make me right when I'm wrong most of the time. So, and I have a great middle linebacker in Tremaine that's almost 7 foot, who makes it tough on the quarterback to make some crazy throws. So, I mean, it's not all me having one-on-one matchups. I think that my teammates do a great job in just the way that we go about running to the ball and everybody playing for each other. I think that I have a lot of help each and every time that I have to go out there and match up with a guy.
I love that. Corners aren't made like you. I ask you a question about who you want to face, and you start giving love to your safeties and your defensive players on your squad. That's why we love you on the show. Tre'Davious White, excellent deflection by you. That was some great stuff right there. And we here on Good Morning Football are wishing you nothing but the best. We hope you have an all-pro season, a playoff-bound season, a division-winning season. We're all behind you, kid.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. You know, anytime you guys want me on, just give me a buzz.
Okay, we will do,
Well,
baby.
congratulations on the new contract.
All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
There's just some players, guys, bye. Get to work. There's some players, guys, that just bring that like childhood joy to your face, and that's exactly what he is.